and
Mm-hmm.
it's an opportunity to learn it to you guys new words or words that I am not sorry, I forgive. That's it. My hair is a little mess, so the camera is off now.
Oh, no problem. It's 8 p.m. Everybody's tired a lot. But you can keep your camera off, no problem. So guys, do you wanna bring something to ask? I have some random questions here. I can choose one to ask, but do you wanna bring something to this night? I don't know. A curiosity that you wanna ask for the other? No? Okay, I will give some minutes to think, but I will try to pick someone. I can ask you. So, okay. Let me see. I think, like Sueli, are you searching for a specific job, or you are like trying different things? You wanna back to the field that you were working or not?
Good question. I am looking for almost all jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for in the area that I have worked, comércio exterior, foreign trade,
Mm-hmm.
and I am looking for mm, a job that I can work in home. I don't know, telemarketing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
because I have a degree in logistics,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have an experience uh, even without another area.
Mm-hmm.
But I am trying to find an opportunity.
Yes, as I was talking, I was in other meeting earlier, and we was talking about this. Like today, we have a lot of options to work. So we have technology. Technology area is so big, and you don't need to be a developer, but you can work in other things, but in this area. So I
Interesting.
think you are in the way. I don't know if Isabel Jairo Gabriel has some tip, or how was for you to choose your career, like what you are doing now, or if you are in the situation that Swelling is today.
Yes.
Well, in my... Oops, sorry, Gabriel.
No, go
You
ahead.
can start.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So in my case, when I choose graphic design, I don't have this mindset. For example, what happened in the market or work universe. I just choose because I like and I search some things. But nowadays, I understand some things that makes my decisions now. For example, I'm trying to learn more UI and UX design because I know outside of Brazil have a lot of opportunities for that, and I study English as well because of that. I try to learn another things in design area. For example, the freelancer works, or how can I become an independent worker? Because my searches nowadays showed me that is growing up this type of work. So I try to understand and maybe become a professional like that. So there are some things that I try to understand now and try to put in my life to make me maybe a good professional, or guarantees my work in the future as well.
Yeah, Gabriel can say a little bit, but just to add, I think we never stop, like, and we need to be aware about things. So you said about design, graphic design, but you're searching about UX. You is in evidence now. Everybody's talking, and we need this. Every software, all softwares need to have a UX to make this. So you're studying for one thing, but you can search other things related with this. So it's so big, and yeah, it's so big. And you go there.
Yes, actually, I'm changing the career, you know. I worked with mechanical technician in some big companies in the past, maybe 80 years in this area, but I don't like to work with this anymore. So I'm changing. I try to change, you know, since 11 months more or less in this area for technology area. So I did a boot camp because I did in the beginning of the conversation. I said about I'm a software developer, but I did a boot camp about this. So but now I'm starting in the college IT. It's not IT. I don't know exactly, but information systems. I don't know exactly the name. So, but maybe I don't like to work with this about software developer, specific software developer. I prefer work with cybersecurity, but I know this is more difficult to start in this career because it's very difficult. So I I'm here. I'm looking for any anything. Doesn't matter. I like to start in the career, you know. So doesn't matter the specific place now. But I believe that in the future maybe I can work with cybersecurity, cloud computer, you know. So maybe things like that. That's it. So just this.
Yes. Yeah, it's important to have goals and follow this, right? It's not easy to change, but when we have a goal and we follow this, things just start to happen, and to connect with other people, like here on Talk and Talk. So maybe Suelen say something and you catch, and you follow her LinkedIn, and you start to have this progress. So I am reflexive about this meeting that I was, but to see the opportunities and accept them. So just this.
Just add something. I read uh a topic. It's not a topic. A guy. I don't know. I don't know exactly this English, but I read about. Yes, no. I read a topic. This guy that he said about the areas, technology areas in Brazil. For example, if you 10%, for example, 100% of people who can start in this area, technology area, without the experience, without experience, have many difficulties. For example, 5 or 6%, 6% more or less, could be start in this area in Brazil. Because this is very the difficult for to start is people without experience, so it's very, very difficult to start in this area. So because of this, I do some freelance. Isabel said too about freelance. I do some freelance. I do volunteers projects, projects in area. I did a volunteer project in London, a company in London. I did something like that. So this is for to improve your resume, your LinkedIn, so but I know we can find many problems in the present, in future. I know this, but we have to got it. A day, probably you can start in a good component for real. Everybody here, but you I don't know explain these things in English. It's very difficult to talk, but that's it. This is my opinion.
And this article said some specific type of work, for example, developer or a lot of
yes, IT area.
IT.
IT article. I forgot this name.
Article.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Interesting.
Maybe send to us if you have the link. We can research better. Jairo, do you want to add something about this? Some experience that you had?
Well, I think it's very interesting. Swelling said about the thing that she's trying to find a job and the things that Gabriel is passing through. It's interesting. I know a lot of people, they are trying to change their careers. There's different reasons for that. But I know a few of them that they want to go to IT area, and it's interesting because I think there is part of the process that we need to fix it, and this is, I mean, the HR area should fix it, because nowadays I think they are trying to find people with a lot of experience, and they don't. I know that companies outside of Brazil, they do it. They try to find candidate that really knows the code technique. Like what you already did. I'm not interested in your preview experience, because I know that you were in a different position or different area. But I want to know if you really understand what the roles, the challenges in the company. And I think it's very difficult, at least for HR area in Brazil, to find, to figure out if the candidate is the right one, not based on their previous experience, but their knowledge in the language. I know that some companies outside of Brazil, they do some tests. Like they give you a task to complete online, and someone else is like watching you coding. I think that's a good technique to understand if you are prepared or not to the challenge in the company, because sometimes experience doesn't mean nothing. Like especially nowadays, every challenge is totally new. There is nothing related to the past, so
yes,
you need to know the skills of let's say of programming something, the language of you are interested in. And I think that's a challenge for HR. Like we need to figure out who are the best one based on their knowledge, not their experience. I think experience is important, but I think more than ever is not so relevant than the past. If we compare in the past, it was relevant, still it is, but I think we need to figure out a new way to hire people based on their knowledge, not based on their experience. So there's a lot of people trying to do this and change their career, but they face this difficult that Gabriel said. I don't have experience, so I need to work for free. Like I would try to do something to gain experience, and sometimes you are already prepared. I don't know, but I was just thinking, but yeah, that's it. And related to what Swelling said, I think she should try to choose a career, because otherwise you will feel like I'm a little bit lost. I don't know. What do you think about it, Swelling? But I think if you choose an area, can be logistic, you will be more prepared to find a new job. I think that's my opinion, but yeah, that's it.
Sorry, do you mean that maybe I could change the area?
Not exactly change, but I understood that you were trying to find a job anywhere, like no matter the area. Can be logistic, but also telemarketing or administrative, like anything. And I don't think it's a good thing to say. I think, especially when you are in an interview, I think you must,
in an interview, no.
All right. Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Just
that's important.
For you guys, but
okay.
For saying that thing to me. First, I am looking for a job in that area, in foreign trading, comércio exterior.
Oh, got it.
Because I have an experience in that area. So first, I have looked for a job. But if I want to find, I have to work in another thing. I don't know, because I have to work. So I forgot the name. Seguro-desemprego will be finished in 2 months. So I have to find a job. Anyway, I think what Gabriel have said and you guys for changing the area, I think it's so important, and I think we have to do what we think that will be nice for us. If you don't like something in your job, change the company or change your ourselves, or maybe change the area. So it's the thing that I have thought about it, because I am 35 years old, so I have to think about when I be stay, I don't know, in 5 years in the future, where I will stay. So I think you guys have a good think about the life, the professionals. I think you will have a success. I hope so for you guys, for Isabel and Clara too.
Yes, you too. I think
for all.
Yeah, for all. Jairo, I don't know if you wanna add.
No,
but
no.
I think something that Jara said about the experience, I think in the future, and maybe some companies adopt that, the present, maybe the undergraduate can be necessary. For example, if you have knowledge, as Jairo said, and maybe do something, you have the skills. If you have a graduate course or something like that, maybe in the future don't make difference if you know something. I think some companies adopt that thing to contract new people, but maybe in the future this grow. I think, I don't know. A new topic.
Yes, that's very interesting. This topic that Jairo brought. I am seeing some companies not just looking for people who have a lot of experience, like, oh, I worked at this company, this big company, but giving some tests, like some activities to show that do this. So the place where I work, in the interview, you need to make like an implementation of the software implementation. You need to explain, and you show your soft skills. You show not your knowledge, your hard skills, and your experience. You need to show that you know to do the thing. So I think it in the future can be a reality, like the things that you know how to do is more important than the places that you work at. I don't know what you are seeing nowadays, but here I think we can maybe change this mindset. Right. Okay. I don't know. I think basically about this, we can talk about more about this topic, about job and how are challenging this life, like this daily routine, to find a new job, to find what why you are here, and in which things you are good. So I don't know if you want to add something about this or not. Okay.
I don't know if Suelen, you want to
Go
tell
ahead.
something? Sorry. No, I just said that I don't know a lot of things about that, because there is a lot of things new, so maybe we have to adapt with that. But go ahead, Suelen. Sorry.
No problem, Isabel. I don't know if I have understand correctly what Jairo have said before, but in one of my last interview, the manager have said to me that she doesn't hire someone thinking about their experiences, their knowledge, because the company, she can teach the functions to the person. I forgot the word candidato. So she said to me that she hires someone. I forgot the word. Considering.
Based.
Based. Thanks, Ana Clara. Based on their behavior. Comportamento inside the company. So I think we can think about it também, our behavior during the interview and day by day, in daily routine at the company. Because nowadays, actually, the company cares about our emotional intelligence. So I think it's one of the points that we have to pay attention in job and in the personal life too. That's the one thing that I remember to say to you guys.
I don't know if Jerry wanna say, but I think maybe it's about the soft skills, like the way that you handle the situations, emotional intelligence, this soft skills that's necessary to work and live in society and live in your job and handle the challenge that will appear to you. So I think companies are looking for people who have these soft skills, and because you can learn other things like operational things. You can enter in a college, you can study, but the way that your behavior, the way that you act about this, I think it's important. So you can develop your hard skills. I don't know. I think it can be like this.
I don't know if is this case, but in the company that I work, the UX and UI is kind of new, and the company brings to work, for example, I don't know if the correct term, seller, vendedor, to become the person who makes the briefing and search with the users and makes all the work like a UX designer. And in the company, we have this culture that if you want to change your area or do something new, they learn as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we see this happen a lot in my work.
Yes, it's very common in the place that I work. People changing the areas. Like, I'm good at this, and I can develop more. I have this. I can communicate better. I have a good communication. So people change to the area that you talk a lot with the customer. So you like to make projects. So you go to you create an area in the company specific for projects. So I can understand that we are changing this, the way that we look for a job, and we made this. I don't know if I'm clear, but I understand you, Isabel. I think it's very common nowadays. You change based on a character, a behavior, or a skill, not necessarily your past, your experience, or something specific, like, oh, I am a civil engineer, I need to work with buildings, I need to go to the fabric and do the things. No, I can work with technology, for example. So it's changing a lot. Job rotation. Yes. Gabriel, Jairo, do you want to share something about this?
I don't know. I think it's very interesting every time that someone say that I don't want to hire someone because someone has she or he has experience. I more interested in the behavior and these kind of things because it shows that the guy is worried about the time that you will spend at the company. And sometimes the opposite of it, like there is um, some people that don't like to stay in the same company for like in a long term, like 10 years, that I don't know, 5 years, it depends. And there are others that prefer to stay in the same company at long term, so it's interesting try to identify those kind of people because it will give them the room, like it will give space to the manager prepare the new hire to the future, like sometimes if a manager is not thinking in a long term, you must be very prepared because there's no time to train you. So it means you must be prepared. But if I'm interested in you and your behavior, and I think that you will stay in my company for 10 years, something like that, he or she shouldn't be interested in your skills because he knows that he or she can develop it in you. So I think this is very interesting. But at the same time, I have this feeling that is that true? Because when you are in the company, I don't know about you guys. Maybe Isabella, can you tell us then how it works in your company? But some companies, they have this tool, they call it performance evaluation, something like that. It depends on the company, but they are trying to manage and tell you that you are performing or your performance is good or not in the company. And they always say, all right, so it's time to see your behavior at company. You do this and that, and you should develop these kind of soft skills. So in some ways they are telling you that the soft skills can be improved inside the company. So it means maybe it means that you don't need to have the right profile, like the things that they are saying that they are looking for, because it can be developed. So there's two different side of it that I think it's very interesting, but at the same time, I don't know exactly what it exactly is someone that have the right profile for the company, like the behavior that the company deserves. At the end of the day, you need to bring results to the company. I think that's the most important thing. So when someone say you don't have the values of the company, you don't demonstrate it in your behaviors, I sometimes think what it means, because there is a lot of people that they are talking about develop it inside of the company. If I don't have it, I should develop, um, like the both sides very interesting. But at the same time, there is some contradictory. I don't know, but you get it, right? They are at the same time very interesting, but difficult to align inside of the company, because in some ways they are controversial. They say something, but do the different thing. I don't know. What do you think, Isabel? In your company, do you have performance evaluation? How they do this?
Yeah. I agree with you. Actually, I never stopped to think about it, but it's very interesting. I think it's true what you said. In our company, we have I don't know the term in English, but it's kind of ceremonies that the manager tells you feedbacks and what you need to do to grow up in the company and what they expect for you. So I think it makes sense what you think and see that. and it's contradictory. I agree with you that they actually want you these values, these fit with the culture, but in the same way, you need to develop, and they actually ask to you to develop these values in the company the same way. And I think I don't know why this happened, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm becoming crazy, I don't know, but maybe the companies try to bring this person to stay a long time in the company, like, for example, as you said, 10 years and 20 years. But I think in the future, and maybe in this new generation as well, the people don't want to stay a lot of time in the company. They want to have a different experience and work in maybe 2 different companies and do short time jobs as well. So I think companies try to don't accept that, but I think it's the future. So maybe the companies wanted to understand that, and maybe change this thing to develop the people to stay and tell those things to these people, and maybe try to adapt yourself, I think.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you about the mindset is changing. People don't want to stay a long time. Like, for example, my mother worked 30 years at the same place. So I don't see myself working this long period of time just for a place, because we have a lot of opportunities. So I think it's a big challenge to companies to understand that it's hiring someone, but 1 year, 2 years later, this person can just change, accept another opportunity. So I think it's a big challenge. Until where they can teach or they can help you, and you move from another place. So I think I am a collaborator, but if I was the CEO, I don't know how we can handle, and how can we think about this. I don't know the answer, but as a collaborator, I think it can be very difficult. Oh, you try, you give, you help this person to grow, and then in the other side, the person grow and have another opportunity to continue growing. So it's complex. Gabriel, what do you think about this? Like, you think people will work a long period of time or not in companies? What do you think about this?
Yes, everybody said this generation is very complicated for to work a long period in the same company. But of course, in the past, happen this frequency, these things with more frequency. Do you know? My father too. My father worked the same thing for years. My mother too. You know, so many people in my family, for example, works in the same company. You know, because I don't know if you know about the generation X, IO, you know, Alpha. And this, for example, my generation is I think Y, IO. I forgot.
Yeah, why? I think why.
Mine. Okay. Because the generation until 95, for example. past this is Z, generation Z, for example. So and now the 2010, for example, until now, for example, is Alpha, is another generation. So it's a change the mind of many people, you know. So so I'm not a scientist for to talk with this, but I like to read many articles about this thing. I read so many things, you know. So I saw an article too about these things, and that's it. It's nowadays is very complicated to stay the same company for a long period, a long time. And I totally agree. Okay. Yeah, that's it. But I don't know. Especially in technology, because I said I'm changing for another market. But in my market, who I changed now, about this, about the offshore, these things offshore, siderurgia. I worked with this big companies with this. The people don't usually change so much, you know. It's more because it's more old. It's, guys more old, for example, 30 years for you know, for more. And the kind of people it's not used to work so much. For example, I worked in the same company 4 years and 4 years another one, you know. So I like to work in the same company. But I changed my career, you know. So it's another thing. It's another thing, but I don't know. Depends of the situation. It's very deep. Yes, Jerry. Go ahead.
Gabriel, I don't know if you there's a lot of things inside of this thing related to generations, but did you have the opportunity to know another person in IT area that it's a Y generation? There are
This generation or while what me?
Y.
Okay. While exactly. The same. Yeah, I saw a guy in the same generation, and this guy is working many years in
The same company.
Yeah, because the Y finishing in 95 and starting, I believe that in 80.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm asking that because there is some things that I noticed that this generation, they worked, as you said, many years in the same company, and I noticed that the company usually, and that's one of the things that I usually listen from them. They are working the same company, but they are not promoted, and they get hungry because I'm here 5 years and you just hire someone in a higher level position, higher than me. He or she is younger than me, less time of experience. I am here in the same company, and the company always say, "Oh, yeah, but he or she is younger, but have worked in several companies, and you worked, I don't know, 10, 20 years, but here in the same company." So there is this relation between experience in many industry, many different area, many different business or companies, or stay in the same company. But you must be aware that if you were in the same company, you must make sure that they are valuing you as an employee, you know, because sometimes you were there, but you were there because it's comfortable for you, and sometimes even the company deserve it, you know, like I don't think that this guy should be here, or you should try, you deserve something else, and the company don't have space for you, but
Yeah.
you still there. I think the Y generation, as Sueli said, Y or millennials,
Yeah.
they started to understand that, and Generation Z already know it. They don't there is that side of it, but Generation Z, I think they don't wait for promotion. They go and get it. If you don't give me, I will get it in another company, and they start to push. There is bad things because manage it's difficult, especially because when you have a lot of Z generation in the same company, like the company tends to explode with a lot of people trying to get promoted, but there's no positions to everyone. That's why we need to have a balance between different generations to stabilize the like the excitement of the company. But I everyone already in some ways know it, that Generation Z, they want get higher salary faster than ever, and boomers, Generation X, and etc., they are more calm, and they willing to wait. I'm okay, I will wait to be promoted or get high salary, this kind of thing.
Yeah, but the while is a transition for the Z, because I know some guys in the same generation me, for example, and they want to be very fast these things, and another guys is more conservation, is more wait for the good opportunity, the same company, so it's a mix of the kind of persons, and they are while the transition. But the of course the Z is very fast, very, so okay, so I go out to your company, for example, so it doesn't matter what it happened, don't. But I know existing, it's not about generation, just generation, it's about the technology, I believe, because the technology is coming very fast in these years. And the facility of the another things, another new job, so many things. You go in the internet, you can send many resumes in the very fast, and this in my when I was a high school, more or less, as a 12 years ago, more or less. So don't happen with this. For example, I didn't have a cell phone. WhatsApp, I started to use WhatsApp 8 years ago. I don't know, I don't remember. So the things can be very fast in now, in this generation. So I totally understand this generation because of the technology of these things, of the many things, I believe that's it.
Yeah, I think I will bring to the next week talk about generations and the technology, the influence, because I was in the last meeting we talked about this, that it was the meeting before the last one, how generation Y is in the middle. We grow up with the technology, and the X they don't know how to use so much, and the Z and the Alpha is like getting crazy because technology, because they don't know how to enjoy the technology. So I think it's a topic for the next one because we don't have more time. But I send here, guys, the feedback. You can put there if you like this different dynamic or not. And I hope you have enjoyed it. And I see you in the next week. Okay.